Good morning. For those of you catching the recording, my name is Val Basso. I'm sure most of you know me, but we are going to go ahead and get started. It is Monday, October 5th. So welcome. As I was just talking to some of the ladies who are here on live, we are really going to just be rounding this corner into the last quarter. And we want to really hear from each of you on what it is you have strategized, you have in the works for your own teams, and really how you plan to drive these last 3 months down the home stretch. You know, this is kind of where we take our businesses, and sometimes we're like, okay, well, I know that this is really working well for me. But maybe there's these 2 or 3 things that, you know, aren't really fitting, and you feel like they're not really working, as well as a few other things. So you're like, maybe I should try to tweak something, or maybe this is the month that you're like, okay, I'm gonna try this kind of a group. Or for me, for instance, I am doing a revive group because I know that I have some really great coaches who have just gotten lost in the mix of the drive, and I put out that whole cash for Christmas. So this is an idea that I'm going to talk about with you guys today. Is I sent an email out to all of my 2015 coaches first. Why did I send it to my 2015 coaches? Because for me and my elite points, I want to max out. I want to drive my PSPV coach points through the roof. I'm through the roof on my Success Club category, but I know that the personal or the PV category is only for my 2015 coaches. So this is like, that was my strategy behind why I'm offering this group to them first. Well, I got a really great response with a lot of coaches who were like, I totally just fell off when August and September hit because school started. We all know the reasons, and most people, that's what happens. But when you're mentioning, okay, well, we can make an extra $800, $900 over these next few months to help pay for Christmas. We all know how expensive it is. Giving them a visual, which I think I got it from Katie Ersta. She had made like this really cool visual of like how to actually earn, I believe it's $830. I will try to find it on here and share it with you guys from now through December. So I sent that in the email to them and just said, whoever's interested, I'm going to have 10 people. Like, I want to keep this group smaller. So I had that really great response. So maybe that's an idea for you guys. Maybe you're like, oh, I know that I have some, you know, diamonds in the rough, people who I just, you know, maybe you guys have your points at this point, but you need your diamonds, or vice versa. Or maybe you're like neck and neck with both, where you're like, I have these coaches, I have them lined up. I know who my 5 or 6 are going to be. It's just a matter of lighting their fire. Like, what can we do a little bit different if this has not been working up until this point? And something too that actually, I believe, really helped in I just ended a fast track to diamond group. Yesterday was the last day. And one of my personally sponsored coaches who is in this group, she posted in that group last week, I believe it was, don't overthink diamond. Like, she literally just told him, you know, sometimes I feel like we'll beat around the bush a little bit to try to take the pressure off of our coaches who are pushing for this diamond. But she literally said, all that you have to do is sign up a couple coaches and say, hey, do you, like, how about we sign up your best friend and your mom? Or she gave like literally like laid out 5 or 6 different people who they could go right now and talk to about joining this challenge group coming up. And then she went as far as saying, and then guess what? They're gonna make $80. So telling them, hey, you're gonna make $80. She immediately had some of her coaches contacting her saying, what do you mean I'll make $80? I think sometimes our own coaches, especially if they're newer, they come into this and they're like, 25, okay, I make 25%. You know, if they're not really like inclined to think further than that number, then they're not seeing the bigger picture of, oh wait, so all that I have to do is sign up 2 people and I'm gonna make 80, 90, 100, whatever the 25% commission from that would be. So another idea for you guys to just help your coaches who you know can do this, to give them a little bit more confidence in telling people and in instructing, and not just beating around the bush or saying, hey, maybe you'd like to do this, or maybe your coaches would like to do this group, and saying confidently, this is what we are going to do by this date. And people need direction. So again, that worked for a few of my coaches, because once they did that, a couple of them I saw all of a sudden this influx of coach signups over this last week. And I was like, what happened? And I talked to a few of my leaders, and they're like, I did what so-and-so said, and I think it might be working. So that was just a little tweak in wording, like we always say. Sometimes we just have to say something a little bit differently, or give a visual, because everyone learns differently. Sometimes we have to see it, sometimes we have to read it, and sometimes we have to hear it before it sinks in. Again, same way with me, because guys, I felt like an idiot last month, because like I said, I just sent out that email to my 2015 personally sponsored coaches. This whole time I've been a coach for over 2 years, and it never sank in that category was just for my 2015, like this year's coaches. And I've been doing this. This will be my second year as an elite coach. I don't pay attention to numbers. I'm not a mathematician. I hear it and I'm like, oh no, I don't do that. I just look at my goals and I just go. The number that I know is the number of people that I'm onboarding and helping with a challenge group and turning to coaches. That's the only numbers that I pay attention to. So yeah, whenever I heard Kim Carver say that last month, it stuck, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, wow. So I just want you guys to realize now that does make a difference, and sometimes hearing it over and over, that's what it takes. Okay, so let me ask you guys, and please unmute yourselves if you want to talk. What groups do each of you guys have planned this month? Let's like brainstorm a little bit and figure it out. Anybody willing to talk to me? There's only a few of us on. Let's see.
Yeah, I have so I'm starting another. I usually only run one challenge group a month, which is probably a mistake. I should be doing it every other week probably, but so I'm running them every 2 weeks, at least for the rest of the year, just so that any of my coaches, if they have, if they're only running one once a month, but they have somebody in the mix, like they can come into mine. So it's just to kind of encourage them to just constantly be looking for people, not waiting until, 2 weeks before the next one starts. So I have them starting every 2 weeks, but then I have a diamond fast track group going right now. And I ran it last month too, and it was good, and everybody's pumped, and I have like my 5 or 6 diamonds, but they're just like, just kind of struggling. Like, I don't know what I'm doing in that group that's not working, Okay,
I do, because every time I run a push or a fast track group, and all these people are like, I'm going to do it. What happens within 5 days? Oh my gosh, it's so much pressure. Oh my gosh, like you just start hearing crickets. They stop posting. And it's like, what happens? You have like these 3 people out of 40 who are then posting. And I feel like sometimes it just gets all this like jumbled mess, because I don't know what they expect in a push group. And I know for me personally, I explain it till I am blue in the face. And I try to let them know, it does not mean you're a failure if you don't advance, but this is a push group. There will be a lot of information. So are you working with them kind of like one-on-one as well in this group?
Yeah, I just kind of started to. So I've been scheduling one-on-one calls. So for the last few weeks, I've been doing it, like trying to talk to them every week, just on a one-on-one call. But I did that like 3 days ago when I started the group. I finally like made a video, and I was like, look, if you're not, wanting to be pushed, if you're somebody who's going to get overwhelmed, like, and you're going to shut down, like, don't be in this group, like it's okay if you don't hit diamond this month. It's okay if you don't hit it next month, but you need to be aware that this is a push group,
Okay, that's really good.
Secondly, you said something earlier too that I tried just a couple days ago too. I finally was like, because we talk about diamond, like it's diamond, it's such a big deal. But I finally was, in a video, I just said, like, don't overthink it. Like, it's not, if you're an emerald coach, like you have the skills to be a diamond. Like it's not that difficult. Like you can do it, like don't overthink it. you just need to sign additional people on your legs and make sure one of them each is an emerald, so I don't know, we'll see how that goes, but.
That's really good. So that would be my tip, is kind of like to give them, maybe they'll know that you're going to give them a video 3 days a week or 2 days a week or something where it's you talking, because there's something about, just seeing and like a 3-minute video clip where you're reminding them that they can do this, or giving them that teachable moment where you're saying, okay, today, this is our goal. Our goal is to sign up this person, or to help our emeralds sign up one more person and use this post, craft a post for them, or something to make them feel a little bit more comfortable. And, it's because we're down to this. And I know you guys are like, you're so hungry for elite, and it is so important. And you're at this point, this is how I was last year, where I'm like, is this really going to happen? That little voice in the back of your head that you're saying, shut up, shut up, shut up. Like, I don't want to hear you because I'm focused and I'm going. But it is, this is the push year. This is the year that you're like, I got to get these people to just do something. So another tip really is to get them involved. So I don't know if you have your team where you're posting or making videos and saying, elite means this to us as a team. This is what elite means. It means we're in the top, 0.8% of the company. It means that we'll get more corporate representation. It means I am going to be able to pass along to you guys new product launches and all of this information, and we'll get it before any other team would. What else did I say? Oh, the diamond line. And I think Mel touched on this a little bit last week or the week before, but the diamond line number, where you won't have to go through customer relations. Like, we'll have pool, and all of our stuff can be taken care of faster than if we have to start at the bottom of the chain. So around this time last year, I, put on my big girl pants, because I was afraid to talk to my team about it, because I thought that would mean that I was pushing my own goals on them. Like, my own agenda was going to be like, this is what we're doing. But, I finally realized, like, our team, people join your team for a reason, because they feel your energy. They want your brand. They have what it takes to be on your team. So they want to feel included. They want to be involved. It's your own community that you're building. So once I started to involve my whole team, not just the people who I thought were going to be amazing and race to diamond, because I did. I had my 6 or 7 people who I was like focused, because I was sitting at 3-star or 3-star qualifying last year at this time. So again, like, I know what you're going through right now. And once I consistently started talking about this, I would make videos. So every Monday would be a motivational Monday, and I would talk to them in there about the elite, about why it is that I want this for our team, and who is going to join me, who is going to step up to the plate and not look at diamond as something scary, but look at diamond as something that's going to bring our team to an elite team that is we're just going to help people. Diamond means X, Y, and Z. We're helping this many people. Really, if you break it down and you look at it, it's only 12 people on your team that you need to be diamond. And again, like that, one of my coaches went diamond within a couple weeks when I said it that way. I'm like, 12 people. How many people did you go to high school with, college with? Have you worked with? Family members. And that was their mission. And they're like, wait, 12 people? Okay. So I know she signed her husband up and her mom up. And then her mom had like 5 sisters. So she's like, well, I think of my aunts. So it started the wheels turning. And then I would just reiterate, I'm like, guys, it's not like it's going to be the same 12 people forever. This is just your first stepping stone. This is just where you achieve that goal. We hold it for 6 weeks, and ultimately, we're not going to drop diamond. Like, I started reiterating that. People do. We know that, but we don't want that for anyone. But just that is getting their confidence. That's really showing them, okay, wait, I can do this. Like, 12 people is not that scary. So, like I said, one of my coaches, that was the light bulb moment for her. So maybe that's an idea for you guys to take an approach. Use that in like a video that you do.
I like that.
Yeah, I mean, it is. It's like I was just sitting here this morning, kind of brainstorming, like, what was I going through at this time last year? Like that duck, like that's all that I think about is that picture of the duck where it looks all nice, calm, cool on the top, and then like the feet. That's like all that I did. And how you mentioned, Carrie, that you are running 2 challenge groups a month. Great call. Like I
Yeah.
think I did sometimes. Sometimes I would start one every Monday. No joke. Like
Wow.
last November, I remember, I think I started one once a week for my team. Some of them had like 5 people in there. Some of them had like 15 or 20 because I was determined. Like this is something I wanted to know at the end of the year without a shadow of a doubt that I could have not done anything differently. If I would not have made elite, I wanted to be able to be okay with the fact that I knew that I gave my everything into my team to get to hit that goal. And it worked by the hair of my chinny chin chin. That's so cliche, but whatever. I did it. So I just want to just keep pouring that into you guys that you can do this, but it takes work, and you're doing it. You really are. Have you offered any incentives? Have you guys offered any incentives?
So sorry, Megan, you can totally talk too, by the way. I was just gonna say, last week, so also what you just said, I just did for the first time. I finally like took the team and I was like, look, we're within range of becoming an elite team. Like it's gonna be tough, but I mean, cause I'm only 1 star right now. I have somebody possibly hitting diamond this week. So it's like, I know, but and then I have some other people that are fairly close, but it's going to be a stretch. But I finally had a team call and I just said, look, this is, we're within range. Melanie had mentioned I also offered a diamond retreat. So early next year, I said, if you guys hit diamond by November 18th, and you hold it for 6 weeks, we'll have a diamond retreat here in Arizona and, everything will be included in terms of, snacks, food, entertainment. I wasn't initially going to pay for flights, but Melanie had mentioned, of course, offering it to the whole team, but saying anybody that does hit it, I'll take a portion of my 5-star bonus and I'll pay for flights as well. Or, so that's kind of an incentive. Yeah. And then I have team shirts that I made for this month. And I said, if they hit Success Club, I'd send out a team shirt, but
that's good. You're doing, again, that's everything that I was doing last year at this time. So
did you have
Megan, anything that you're doing a little bit differently?
Yeah, so I the one incentive I'm doing, which I just put out for the beginning of this month, was I do the same thing for my diamonds. They all get the same Sabika necklace. I get them all some sort of motivational tank top, and then I offered a massage because for me that's one thing that I don't ever buy for myself that I thought would be an extra little something. I'm running right now a leadership group. So I decided to switch it. I had a lot of newer coaches who are Emerald who were working, but not super close to Diamond. So instead of doing this, all of a sudden push to Diamond, I didn't want it to be too much. So I'm doing a September and October leadership group. Sarah Griffith and I are actually running it together. So we've been doing the videos, we take turns each day. We're very different. We're similar spots in our business, but we have totally different styles. She's a teacher. She's great at teaching things where I can just tell you what I've done and how I've got here. I have more of the examples and I can tell you everything I've done and I can tell you what you should do to do it. Where Sarah's she's got that motivation and she's a speaker. So we've kind of teamed up and the group's going pretty well. I have 2 coaches in there who are placed properly to get me to 5-star. But I can't seem to hammer through to the one girl. She signed, I think she had 8 challenge packs last month and 0 coaches. And it's killing me because I don't want it to come off this is my goal. But I did the whole thing I made a video back in August saying, this is my goal. I want us to be an elite team. If you want to join me on this, let's do this together. And it got really good response. I basically sent it to all of my Emerald coaches who weren't Diamond. And it got really great response. And of the 6 that are in the group, I think I still have 3 who are very active. 2 of those 3, one's in my second business center, so it really wouldn't do anything for me. But I included her. The other 2 are perfectly placed. It's there. Like I can see it. And then my husband would be my fifth diamond. I lost a diamond on my one side. She's super close, but I'm not counting on her she just needs another emerald back. And my husband just needs, I have a new working coach under him who again has sold now 4 challenge packs, but no coaches. So like,
That's exactly my problem, Megan, too.
But I sign coaches. Like that's been my thing since the day I started this business, which is why my volume has always been really good. And it's what I teach everyone to do. Like these people who are in these groups, like they were signed up as discount coaches because I told them. So it's driving me nuts that they're not signing up.
What's their reason? Like, why are they not?
They're like, well, they just want to try it first. And I'm like, but there's not like, and I can't tell you how many times I've like gone over like the benefits of signing up as a disc. And I mean, I've straight up showed like snippets of like my income for my first 6 months, not income, but like my volume.
Right.
That you could essentially figure out what my income was just because I signed them all up as discount coaches. And I've explained like, if you sign your husband, which this is something I just kind of figured out, but I think it's worth telling other people, if you sign your husband up and you are an emerald coach, no, I'm sorry. If you sign up your spouse and you get him emerald, if all he did was cycle 1 time a month, that $14 emerald cycle bonus would cancel out his $15 fee. So like it's not costing anything for your husband. Like if you've been in the business long enough, you should have somebody under you that's a customer getting HD orders. So like if by chance you don't want 2 HD Shakeologies, cancel because I said, well, no, that's right. As long as you have somebody under you getting HD, you'll stay active.
Yes.
And then get your Shakeology under your husband if all he has is like a couple of discount coaches to keep him active. And then you're not spending any more money, but it helps you get to diamond. Like to me, why wouldn't you go sign up your husband and make him an emerald coach? Like it's
exactly.
So I can't hammer that in, but I mean, the 2 that I have are both. Like the one girl, she's now, trying to, she wants to sign her husband up. We were talking about it last night. So like, it's one of those, like, I can see it. It could happen. Like I have a solid 3-star. My husband would get me 4. And then I have these 2 potentials on the other leg.
You are so close.
And I just realized I had a diamond who she was 1-star on 2 occasions, but like, she doesn't need the money. So she was never driven from that aspect, and she doesn't like to be pushy. So like she's one of those that would just like help people for free. She like just kind of like made her way to diamond really quickly, never learned the business side of it. She had a ton of inactive that are now active. She has an emerald under her. No, she has a girl under her who, if that girl was emerald, or if that girl was active, she would be emerald. Like she has a personally sponsored coach who has 2 active. If that girl went back to active and she reactivated her husband's account, she'd be diamond. It's like I sent her.
Is this one of your PS or?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like again, in the spot that I would need her to be diamond, like where I'm missing. It's like I was like, I know that like you're not working this right now. I said, but do you realize how close to diamond you are? Like, do you realize that you could make 2 quick moves and you're back to it? And like she's she's very much into fitness. Like this is her lifestyle. She posts regularly. She just doesn't invite. You know what I mean?
Yes. So you said she just wants to help people. Like, have you told her that by her keeping diamond, how much it would help you and the whole team?
I have. I told her because when I did diamond gifts for something and I gave it to her, because like when I walked as a 4-star at Summit, it's because I qualified it. Like she was still an active coach when I hit 4-star. So like I still recognized her. I was like, I know that you weren't, you're not still actively coaching, but like you were one who helped me get that recognition. So like I think like she knows. I talked to her about 5-star and elite. She's like, I just don't know who I would help. I'm like, oh. So I'm not like counting on like there's like all this stuff, like all this potential. It's like one of those, it's like how could it stop it? I don't know.
And it's so hard when you see it. You know it. You know how simple, the little simple tasks over time, if these coaches would just be consistent. Take 30 minutes instead of the hour a day to just do this. So, I mean, maybe if you would send her some invites to copy and paste, maybe that would work. Or for me, so maybe you should reach out to all of the coaches in her downline and just use.
I do.
Okay, so that's good. And know this thing. Okay, like if push comes to shove and she is literally like your last hope, then you take that 6 weeks of qualification for elite and you go buy some Visa gift cards or whatever you have to, you know,
Yeah.
it just needs to be customer accounts underneath there. So if there's only 1 or 2 people that you need to stay active for a 6-week period, like that's kind of the last thing.
I kind of looked out to see like when were people's orders shipped, because a lot of them like and like the one girl who's still holding her emerald under her on the other leg, like I'm in constant communication with her.
Good.
And like she does one, and I told her that, and I'm like, because she's like, well, you know, I lost my whole business. I'm like, but you didn't. Like, you still have 6 active coaches and an emerald, and a girl who could go emerald if she just placed an order. Like,
yeah,
I do think, I mean, she's a friend of mine from high school. Like,
so that's hard too, because it's like a friend doesn't see you
like
as a leader, maybe.
Right. And she's from my hometown. So like, I don't want it to come across like I'm just doing it for me, and other people be like, oh, well, she'll, you know, like,
yeah.
So I don't know. So she's still like, and she just had like 3 people go at, and like her sister just sold a challenge pack. I'm like, would your sister sell a challenge pack? Like, what's going on here? Like, you girls could totally do something with this. So I'm working through that. I mean, it's out there. We did do in our leadership group, Sarah and I had done, what did we do? Like, I think if you hit Success Club by a certain time last week, like within the first 2 weeks of the month, anyone who hit Success Club, we put their name in for a drawing for a Lululemon gift card.
That's awesome. So that's cool.
So that one was a good one. And we're doing another one. Like, so I did that. Like, I purchased that one. So now Sarah's going to buy one. We're doing the first 2 weeks of October for coach sign up. So coming off the sneak peek from last week and coming off like recruitment for the new challenge group. Cause again, it doesn't have to be working coaches. Like, you guys just need coaches.
Yeah.
So we're doing it like, and then she's doing that one. And then we just decided we would both offer out to any of our diamonds. Like, you'll get whatever we typically do for our diamonds, but if you hit it by the last Thursday in October, we would add the massage thing to it. So, and I know the girl who won the Lululemon gift card's one of mine, and she was so excited to go buy something. So I'm like, I do prizes for all sorts of things. Like,
yes.
She was very excited for it. So I'm like trying to like throw it out there to her. Like, I do more. Just keep doing it.
Because some are, and I've been bit in the butt before because that's how I am too. But some people don't care about, like, you have the one who's like, I just want to help people. Like, I don't care about incentives. I don't care about money. I don't care about retreats. Like, finding that one thing, because I'm sorry, like, everyone cares about something. So maybe if she's totally driven, like this one in particular who is driven by helping people, maybe a donation to some sort of an organization or a charity or something like that. Maybe that's an idea that you toss out for her, you know, or volunteer, or maybe it's time. So some people really just want your time. They want to be your friend. They want to hang out. So if it's anyone local, you know, get together for dinner or invite them over to your house for, you know, a night out. And it's hard because you're incentivizing to hang out with you. It's kind of, that was like a hard pill for me to swallow, because I'm like, I don't want them to think that they have to do something just to get invited to my house. But it's also a business aspect. Yeah. So I did that when Mel came down in August. We did whoever hit Success Club in July, then they got to come over to my house for dinner and like a meet and greet. That incentivized so many people. I had so many local coaches who worked their tails off to hit Success Club. So that showed me, you know, they took the value in it. And it's just sometimes it's our own mentality, because we truly care. You're all here because you truly do care about the success of others. It's not just about you, it's about everyone. So I think a part of us is sometimes like second guessing, oh my gosh, are we going to hurt anyone's feelings? Well, no, we want to build a business. This is building a building block, and this is part of the foundation. So, you know, these are just really great ideas. And I love the Lulu gift card idea. I love the retreat. I love everything. And you are doing it all right.
I need to promote the Cash for Christmas, because I think that's a really good way for no matter who it is. Like, everyone's going to do Christmas something. Like, even if you had money to be able to just say, like, I can go do this on my own. Like, I think that's a good incentive. And I did one post of it. Like, I intertwined it, but my image that I used for it wasn't like a catchy Cash for Christmas one. Like, it was just like, I don't know. I added it. I think it was like last Sunday I did it because I was like debating if I should make this my October thing or my November. And I started talking. I put it into a blog post last week where I think I can bring that back up to talk about that because I think that's a big one. And I did throw it out there, but not. I think I need to make like a better image that's more of a Cash for Christmas and then a blog post more centered around the Cash for Christmas thing and kind of focus on that maybe for my next like coach, like when I start my like coach posting series where I'm constantly posting. Yeah, like I think I might make that like my next theme because that will be I don't know. I think that can hit home to anyone.
I do, and I think that's very smart. It's got to be something where they see, okay, well, if I do this, and because some people too, when they first sign up as a coach, like the word growing a business, like talking about business, it could be scary. Like some people I have talked to, they're like, well, I don't want to join as a coach on your team because I don't even know how to start a business. I don't know what growing a business will be like, you know, because I think sometimes we're just so focused. Well, we start as everyone, I think everybody's, you know, why in the beginning is to help people. Well, more because they got great results. So kind of focusing on that and then taking away well, we're going to grow your organization. We're going to do this if they come in for money or for that purpose, just kind of taking a step back and saying, okay, well, you know, do you want to not have to use a credit card? That's kind of like an incentive. For me, I used to only be able to do Christmas because we would max out a credit card. I have not done that in 2 years. This will be our 3rd year of that not happening. So, and then using yourself, that always helps whenever you're using yourself as an example.
Will you share the image? Because I think
I like it right now.
I think what I want to do is send it to, like, because I started a coach basics group today. So I'm thinking of sending that image out to all of my discount coaches and just kind of saying like, came to the conclusion that like, you know, Christmas is coming, kind of throw it out there, be like, and whenever, you know, breaking it down, you can make this much money by Christmas. So whether you're a working coach or you're just in it for the discount, like you could do more with it, kind of just throw like a very like casual email out, but include like point wise, I'm fine. I'll max out on all of my point categories from an elite standpoint. So like my points are great. So I don't care I don't care what year coach anyone would benefit me. So maybe I'll kind of twine those things together and see if, even if it's just people to join my coach basics group.
I'm telling you like that. I'm going to have to get it from my laptop. I got my new computer.
Yeah, I saw that.
Girl, it's awesome. Like on this, I can see you guys. I'm not like squinting on my laptop. But I'll just share the image
Okay. I think I'll do that and see how that is received.
Yeah,
I'm tempted to do like a group Facebook message because I feel like so many of my coaches email, you know, like they're more on Facebook. So maybe it would be a little more casual, like, hey, you know, was talking and, you know, kind of realize that you could do this. Like, what do you think? And then like they might see other people in the group or I don't know.
Yeah, I sent it to every single one of my coaches. Yeah, and I'm even going to be bringing it up in my challenge groups. So that's a new twist I'm going to do.
I started adding that at the end of my challenge groups, the coaching opportunity. Like I would, because usually my group ends before a sneak peek starts for like the next month. So I do add like, here are your options. You can join a challenge group, you can become a discount coach, or you can check out my sneak peek group and find out more what we do as a coach.
That's perfect. And I do the same. And I think that it's really important to not just be like, okay, great job. You know, I'll roll you over into the big group, or if you want to do another group, private message me. You know, we talk so much about the challenge groups, which are great. But that's another thing. So if you guys don't do that, if you don't talk at all about the coaching opportunity, and you need to definitely put that out there and talk about, hey, you know, if you were someone who started in a challenge group, this is how I started. And then I realized I could start to build a business or reach my goals, setting these small goals. Because for me in my challenge groups too, we do personal development. Like it's huge. we usually anymore, I've been doing the Shalene Johnson 30-day push in every single group because I took a step back and I was like, how did I start? Trying to remember that before and then the first month or two. And I did the 30-day push. And I really feel like that helped me. I listened to, can't even think of, Eric Worre. Like, I listened to some of his series, and just these little things that can be applied, should be applied to our challenge groups. Because I think that it just starts the mentality of, hey, listen, like this is just what you should do in life to be a more positive person. And then it almost comes more naturally, I think, after the challenge group and those people who do take pride in it and they do get results. And then they're like, oh my gosh, I'm addicted. Easing them into that coaching into, okay, well, here, you're basically already doing what we do as coaches. Now all you have to do is invite. And then that's really the only area that you really have to start focusing on then, is teaching them how to post on social media and how to invite consistently. So that's kind of a spin that I've been really thinking about over the last few months that I've been applying in my own challenge groups, where it's not hard. Like I said, just like one of my coaches, she had posted, and I loved how she just said, this is not hard. Don't overthink it. Don't make this stressful, because the minute you start purposely feeling stressed out about it, it becomes a job, and this is the best job on earth, but we want to still enjoy it. We have the opportunity, and we have the pull and the say, and we can do whatever we want with this. So even for me, whenever I start feeling that elephant sitting on my chest, or last year this time, like, Elite, I want it so bad I can taste it, you know what? Come back to reality and say, I know we can do this, and I'm going to do everything I can. I'm going to have sleepless nights and early mornings. I'm going to run a challenge group once a week if I have to. I'm going to recruit 5 coaches minimum a month. Like, that's where we are at. And then I'm going to laugh every time I start to stress myself out, because this is not a hard job. This is just something that we need to realize we can do. And if we stress and we think too much about it, it's going to come across in our posts, and it's going to come across in our everyday life. And we're going to take it out on our families. My poor husband has taken the blunt of a lot of my stress. And, it's just, we all go through it. But I promise you, it is so worth it to just take a step back. Even if it's for an hour or two, you just close your computers, go for a walk, just breathe and say, this is a blessing. I'm doing this because this is my goal. Be a stay-at-home mom, or, be able to pay off and live debt-free, or whatever your goals are. Everyone's is different. And knowing that you're working towards that. And every day is just a new adventure. And we get to build this, and we have control. And sometimes I don't like it whenever I say or hear the words, we can give ourselves a raise anytime we please. Because sometimes it's kind of like a little frustrating. I used to get frustrated by it. But that is the truth. Like, there are billions of people, millions in the United States. I don't know. Again, I already mentioned I'm not a mathematician. I don't know numbers. But there are so many people who have never even heard of Beachbody yet. Okay? So all that it's going to take from us is to get that marketing strategy, get ourselves out there on more social media sites. For me, I literally copy and paste the same post on Instagram, my like page, Facebook, Twitter. Like, take 5 minutes and do the exact same copy and paste, because that's just more eyes that are on you. And I used to be the one who's like, oh, I don't know how to work Instagram, or I don't know how to do a like page. It just doesn't work for me. Well, it wasn't working for me because I would use more of the complaining, it's not working, rather than being consistent with it, even though I didn't know what I was really doing. But once I said, okay, non-negotiable, 3 posts a day minimum, like, that is what I will do. And guess what happens? After a couple months, sometimes it takes, one person would contact me. I'd get a message here or there, I think it was 2 weeks ago. Like, seriously, guys, I got my first person who left me their email address under one of my posts on Instagram. Like, I did a happy dance. I'm not even kidding you. I was like, oh my gosh, like, it finally worked. They finally paid attention. And now it's almost being more consistently, like people are actually listening when I say, drop your email below and I'll contact you with information. Boom, I'm getting more people who actually do it. So why is it? Because I'm consistent even, and I'm not overthinking, and I'm not sitting there like I posted and no one liked my picture for 3 hours or something like that. Like just post and walk away and do your thing. 80% you and your business, 20% your coaches. So if you see a coach who maybe has been on your team since you started and they're still not at Diamond, you want it for them. However, if they haven't done it yet, what is it that's going to make them do it from now through December? Chances are they're not. Chances are you need to recruit more people who get it and, just keep inspiring them to the reasons why and talking about why is Diamond important for you. Do you want to help our team? What will you do to help us as a whole become an elite team this year? So putting it out there sounded like a broken record. I promise, the more you do, the more people are going to catch on, the more people who are going to want to drive your team forward. But it's crazy how it all works. But
you had said that your one coach had done the post about like Diamond's not that hard type thing. Did she put it in words or did she make a video?
She used words that time. She's done a few videos, but this one that seemed to kind of stick was she just typed it. Mm-hmm.
I think that's, I feel like I've said it before, but maybe I should type it once.
Yeah, she put, hold on, let me see. She put something like, I mean this with love, but seriously, guys, I'm looking to see if I can find where she posted it.
I think that, and it's funny because I've been trying to get my husband a Diamond now since I signed him up, like last March when I was going to be a 5-star Diamond coach last year. And like, he's still not at Diamond just because I've had other things. It's like, I haven't needed him to be at Diamond. There's other, I don't want to put people under him because I want to put them under me because I need more Diamonds anyways.
Yeah.
So I realize but it can be a lot easier too. Like you can simplify it. So I want to, because I told them, I'm with you. I have to get my husband's business center to Diamond too. I'm right there beside you.
And that's good to put that. And I even said that one of my coaches, I'm like, you want to race? You want to do this together? We'll keep each other accountable. Because too, a lot of times they see you already as such a leader that, I think it was whenever I went 2 or 3 star around there, I had Jeff, who was my mentor at corporate, start to kind of tell me, okay, Val, there's going to be a shift. You're going to start to see some people are going to maybe start to pull away because they're going to feel almost a little, he would say intimidated, and I kind of chuckled at that. But he's like, no, really, you're becoming this leader because they see all of these other coaches who are 2, 3, 4, 10, 15 star, and it feels like it's so far out of reach for them that sometimes they'll kind of start to pull back. But if you're constantly reminding them, I'm just further ahead in this business than you, I'm just the normal person, reminding them of your everyday life. Some of my best posts in my team page are legit when I type out, which I'm going to go in and do today because I haven't done it in a while. But when I type out, hey, this is my game plan today. Get up, pack kids' lunches, get them out the door, worked out, drank my Shakeology for breakfast. One team call, I'm going to do my invites at 11 a.m. till 11:30, your whole agenda. And then I'll be laundry, dust the living room, vacuum, and then, cook dinner. People love that whenever they see that I'm posting that stuff. It's almost like a reminder, yeah, she's just a normal mom and just doing this business for 2, 3, 4 hours a day now because that's where I'm at. But they see that I don't know, they're just kind of that click where it brings me down and them to see that I'm not out there going to get my hair and nails done every day and living this glam life because that's not what it's about. It's about I'm sitting here talking to you guys and I'm going to do my invites whenever I get off of here. I still do the same things. So maybe that would help too. Sometimes it's just, reminding them, hey, I'm pushing for Diamond too. I might already be a star Diamond, but I'm trying to work my husband's business too. So who wants to do this with me?
I decided to, and I think this was Alyssa had done that. in the elite, like the region elite group.
Yeah.
She had done a call, and she mentioned that she doesn't do a diamond push group, but rather a thread, like a
Yes.
Facebook group. So I actually started one this morning with my two girls who are like, they're both, you know, they both already are at SC4. So they're the two that by all means are the most driven and consistent and with everything about it. So I want to try to see if I can keep this going.
I did that
and I
same
already
thing.
saw like the one girl already commented back, well, I was at 4, but now I'm at 6 because I sold another. So like, see if they can motivate. Like, I'm like, you know, you two are like right there at the same spot. You know, like you've both got, you know, like this many coaches and you've hit Success Club and you've got this. Like, try to let the two of them work off each other, like outside in addition to I don't want to run another push group. Like,
Right.
I don't know. So I started that this morning. So we'll see how that.
Good. Yeah, keep us posted for sure. I think that it's important. I do that too. It's almost like you're pairing them up as success partners too, without sometimes saying success partners, because again, it depends on the personality types. And if you guys haven't read, if anybody listening to this recording, if you have not read Personality Plus, get it. Or if you have read it and you haven't read it in a while, read it again. Like, I don't know. Every time I kind of bring myself back, I have to learn that everyone's personality types are different. And we work well with certain types of personalities, but we also have to realize that we are a team. So teamwork comes with kind of feeding off of each other and introducing each other to, okay, well, you know, diamond's not hard for those people who think that it's the hardest thing in the world, or, you know, whatever. We can work together and get it together. So, you guys good?
Yes, thank you. I definitely want to do it
for sure. We went over pretty much everything. Yeah, that I wanted to talk about. I like the game plan. I think you guys are on the right track for sure. For me, I am running a challenge group too this week for my team because they were struggling at the end of the month. So you'll see, even it doesn't matter where you're at. You do what your team needs. That's what makes a really great leader. So I did that, and I'll run my own the third week. October 19th, I think, is the start date. And then from now through the second week of October, you'll see me posting about challenge groups, and then you're going to see my shift for the Cash for Christmas is going to be my busy moms building a business through the holidays. It's really going to be my take. And
that was what I did for this month. It was I did Busy Moms Build a Business for September.
Cool.
And I think I added in the Christmas piece to like, you know, like I posted about it for like 2 weeks. I think like the last that's when I added the Christmas piece in. So I feel like I might just keep that.
I would. I think that's going to be mine from now through December. I'm not changing my strategy behind it because I feel like this is it's going to take off. People
I
need
think
this.
So. I agree.
Cool. Awesome.
Thank
guys.
you very much, Val.
Oh, absolutely. I hope you guys have a good day. And, you know, post in the group if you have any questions or feedback or anything. And I'll get that image up too for you.
All right, cool. Thank you.
Right. Talk to you later.
Bye, guys.
Bye.